Welcome back to Lehman College Art Gallery. This is the second installment in our series of exhibition highlights from our past exhibitions. Today, we will be discussing and exploring the Gothic. When we think of the Gothic, many things come to mind. One is the architecture, extremely popular in the 12th century, of the soaring medieval cathedrals, which some of our campus buildings are modeled after. We also think of the grossly popular fiction which happened in the 19th century, as we think of The Raven and Dracula and these artists of literature who created these terrifying monsters and also instilled in us this fear of the unseen monster in the dark. From the featured artists in the rotunda through all the various artists in the show, you'll see a mixture of different media used to represent the Gothic. We see a lot of tributes to the classical eras and also to some of the books mentioned earlier. The gently moody and melancholic idea, and also the creative act as a weapon against the dread of the unknown. The first artist I'd like to specifically feature in this Gothic exhibition is one of my favorites, Donna Diamond. The work you're looking at is a carousel horse in armor. It's really, really gorgeously rendered. It's a monotype, and it's this really incredible idea that something beautiful and brightly colored and something that in childhood, carousel brings joy to children, but at the same time, given the right context and given the right lighting and coloring, can be truly ominous and really Gothic. I think this idea that it's all about perception really is what the Gothic truly embodies. The next artist we are looking at is Lauren Fensterstock. This is titled A Small Collection and really showcases what we would call a cabinet of curiosities. All different shapes, beautiful shells, and sea creatures that once resided in the water have now been transformed into this amazing work of art. She has colored them all, and they appear to be dripping in this black tar rubber. By combining all of these images and making them one solid color, we are able to look at their shapes and the ridges and the lines that they create. It's truly a tribute to nature and the beauty that's found within it, turned Gothic by this really deep, dark coloring. I could not discuss our Gothic exhibition without mentioning and featuring this artist that you see, Angelo Filomeno, and his work Untitled. It's visually incredible. It's stainless steel and quartz crystal in a skull that's not quite human and yet not quite monster. It gives the illusion that this is a piece that was found in a deep, dark, mysterious world where crystals and creatures have become one. It is just Gothic in its sensibility and strikingly beautiful. It really blurs the line between Gothic and horror. The next artist we'll be talking about is Patrick McGrath Muniz, work titled Memento Mori 2. In this image, we see a maiden and death at her back, holding an hourglass. Only this hourglass is not just representative of the life of the young woman, but also of the world. In this piece, there's so much symbolism, all representing what we as consumers and mass production is doing to our planet. On her dress are painted animals that, once buried and decomposed, turn into fossil fuels, which help our world run. Near her, we see a gas can, just insisting on this representation of what we're doing to the environment around us. On the four corners of this piece, there is a snake eating itself, also known as the Ouroboros, which is a symbol of eternity and everlasting life. And also these reoccurring cycles. And if things don't change, they're just going to continue to happen. Also, in the upper right-hand corner of the piece is a tarot card. And at the very top is a symbol of the Virgin Mary. So we have a lot of symbolism in bringing in this idea of death and what we're doing to fix this before it's too late. At the bottom, the banner reads, Sin prisa, que tarde o temprano, todo el mundo llega, which roughly translates to, without a rush, earlier or later, to everyone in the world, it comes. Death comes to all of us. The last three works we will be exploring for our Gothic exhibition highlights are by artist Judith Schechter. These works are all three stained glass in light boxes. Now, stained glass is traditionally found in churches, especially medieval Gothic churches. But Judith Schechter has transformed this classical medium and made it contemporary. The first work we look at is titled Realism. We see a woman laying on a sofa, entering a dreamlike state. The next work features another woman. The work is titled Odalisque. And this woman is seen laying in a dreamscape and truly anguishing, can only imagine contemplating her past or her present or future life in a very sad and ominous, definitely Gothic atmosphere. The last work is definitively my favorite of the three, titled Human Nature. We see on the right side of the work gorgeous renderings of birds and flowers and an exquisite pink background. And to the left we have our ominous lady in white, the phantom woman in white, holding another gorgeously rendered bouquet of flowers and really sticking out from the black, deep, dark background. Now, she's reminiscent to me of Miss Havisham from the novel Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. And many would argue, me as well, that that novel is not, in fact, a Gothic novel. But Miss Havisham's character is definitely Gothic in nature. She has fallen into disrepair, shall we say, and has allowed herself to fall prey to her terrible memories of her past and allowed for her life to pass her by and to escape her. And she's allowed for death to surround her on all fronts. And in doing so, she's become a very angry, dark, and miserable character in the novel. And I think it's truly an evident character that we should all know and appreciate to not be like. And in seeing her waste her life, have us all appreciate our lives now and currently and the things we can do to enjoy our lives and know that we are the creators of our own destiny and how we live our lives is totally up to us. Thank you again for joining me as we explored the Gothic. For more information and for a complete catalog of the exhibition, please visit our website at lehmangallery.org.